Hello, my name is Joseph McDaniel. Over the last 30 years or so, I've occasionally watched people advertise and suggest that they would be happy to file for you an incredibly easy bankruptcy. But over the last 30 years or so that I've been a bankruptcy lawyer, I've never seen an incredibly easy bankruptcy filing. That's partly because of the process itself. Besides, if there were ever any incredibly easy bankruptcy filings, those probably went away in 2005 with the amendments to the Bankruptcy Code. At this point, any bankruptcy filing is somewhat complex. It involves a decision on the one hand, whether it makes sense to file. After all, you can only do it every 8 years or so. And by the same token, there's also the issue of deciding whether it's going to be a Chapter 7, a Chapter 13, a Chapter 12, or a Chapter 11. Some folks fit into one, some entities fit into another, and some don't fit into any one of them at all. That being the case, the decision to file or not to file is the starting point of the discussion. Once a debtor has decided to file, and usually they file a Chapter 7 because that's the least agonizing of the group, they're still going to have to list all of their assets without exception and all of their creditors without exception. Once they've done that and they filled out the statement of affairs and they know that it's absolutely accurate and complete, then they tell us, they sign off, we press a button, the schedules and statements and petitions go over to the bankruptcy court. The bankruptcy court assigns an interim bankruptcy trustee to their case. They are scheduled for a first meeting of creditors, which hits about 40 days down the road. And then they're going to get a letter from the trustee 2 or 3 days after they file. We generally refer to that as the trustee letter. And that trustee letter asks for a list of copies of things like title to the automobile and titles to their house so the trustee can review them. Now, there are very few, if any, incredibly easy bankruptcy filings. But sometimes a bankruptcy is a necessary thing. Penicillin, after all, is a very powerful medicine. Sometimes it has bad side effects. And on the other hand, sometimes penicillin is absolutely necessary. And that's true of bankruptcy filings as well. Sometimes they are absolutely necessary. I file bankruptcies for people. Please take a look at my blog if you want to drop in and visit with me, because I have homework assignments there. I want you to look at the homework assignments before you give me a call and before you come into my office, because if you come to visit me, I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to ask you questions like, how much is your house worth and how much do you owe on it? I will ask you questions like, how much is your car worth and how much do you owe on it? I will ask you questions like, how much unsecured debt do you have? How much secured debt do you have? And similar questions. If you have gone through the homework assignments on my blog, you'll be able to answer my questions. If you have not, you will say, well, we bought it for, but, values have gone down because it's a depression. Well, I know it's a depression because I'm a bankruptcy lawyer, and I am a debt relief agency, and I help people file bankruptcies. And I do it cheerfully and proudly because it's one of the critical ways in which the economy is helped during a depression. Entrepreneurs especially have to be able to start businesses, learn how to run them, fail, and then file bankruptcy so they can go out and start another business and put people back to work, which frankly I think is a pretty good thing. Anyway, if you're in Phoenix, Arizona, or any of the cities immediately around Phoenix, Arizona, and you want to come in and visit me, do your homework, Do not come in to visit me if you expect or plan on an incredibly easy bankruptcy, because that's something I can't help you with. Thank you very much.